Oh my god, what's going on, gang? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for joining me on this absolutely beautiful day here. It's been a little while since there's been an upload. There's been some dramas, there's been some issues that I've had to fix, and oh my god, the world of content creation can sometimes be a massive pain in the arse. And it's been a pain in the arse. That's what's happened. It's been a massive pain in the arse, right? So I have tried to record a couple of videos over the course of the last couple of weeks, and I've struggled. So I have done a review of the MT09SP, which I will be editing soon and putting that up on the channel, but that'll take a little while to edit, and I haven't really had the chance to edit that video yet. So I've been trying to grab a couple of little videos that require little to no editing, like this one hopefully, that I can then put up for you guys. Something random, a bike night meet, whatever. It's not been going to plan, and there's been a bit of an issue. So up until literally this video, everything's been recorded on a Insta 360 Ace Pro action camera mounted to my helmet with a Rode lavalier mic plugged in, and I think it's been alright. The content's been decent. There's a couple of niggly issues I have with the the Ace Pro. They are little niggly issues, but I have a couple of niggly issues with the Ace Pro. But for the most part, it's been fine. It's worked. The content's looked okay. It sounded okay. What I had done, I have a Shoei GT Air 2 helmet. That's what I'm currently sat talking to you in right now. And it originally had a center intercom system fitted, which I got with the helmet when I bought it. But the center intercom system for the GT Air 2 is in fact shit. It's just not very good at all. The sound is bad, it wasn't very loud, and being a center intercom system, I didn't really have anyone I didn't really have any friends. I had no one I could really use to use the intercom with, no one I could sort of talk to, so I never really used the intercom section. So when I started building the helmet out for motovlogging, there's a cutout section at the front of the helmet where the microphone sits for the center intercom. I disconnected the microphone and pulled that out, and then I fit my my Rode lavalier mic into that intercom section with a dead cat on it. We need dead cats. If you know what dead cats are, they're basically like big furry sock things that you put on the end of your microphone to stop or reduce wind noise. And we kind of need them on motorcycles, as I'm sure you could probably guess. I think that's not that unobvious, right, that we need a dead cat on it. And that fitted in the little cutout groove section in the front of the helmet. And all was well, apart from the fact that that dead cat did tickle the tips of my lips like I was shaft deep on a big hairy man who didn't like, you know, personal grooming. It's a problem, but it was something that I could live with. It was slightly irritating, but I could live with it. It did mean that my lips were right in front of the microphone. It's not the best for breathing and stuff like that, although I can't seem to get rid of that issue anyway. And there was no issues. And then recently I have started hanging out with a new group of people who are all into motorcycling as well. Wonderful human beings, and they all use intercoms, which posed a problem because I didn't really have one, right? But specifically, they all use Cardos, and I'd heard good things about Cardos, and I was able to listen to one of their Cardos and went, "Oh shit, that's actually really, really, really good." So I picked up a Cardo for this helmet and decided I would get it fitted, and I did that. And I pulled the old center headphones out, and I pulled the old center battery back out, and I fitted the Cardo to the helmet. I found a company that do specific mounts, so where the center like control panel comes off, I could fit the this little clip-in thing, and it means the Cardo, I haven't had to glue it to the helmet. It's bloody wonderful. I can remove the Cardo at any point. Jobs are good, and right, happy days. So I fitted the Cardo, and I thought nothing more of it, right? And but then I was like, well, hang on, now I have to put the Cardo microphone in that cutout groove so that my intercom system is set up correctly, and I did that. But then I didn't know where I put my microphone. So one of the people who is a part of this new group of friends, it sounds childish, doesn't it, at 38? Oh, my new group of friends. But, you know, I think as adults we're terrible at making friends. So one of the people who's part of it, in fact, the reason why I found this group is a guy called Fraser Andrews, right? He runs his own channel, I'll link it below, Fraser Andrews Motovlogs, and I came across him on Instagram, not like literally as in I found his content. He hasn't had to wipe himself clean. I found his content on Instagram, and I was like, I know. The first video I ever saw, he was riding through Lyndhurst, which is local, and I was like, I know that area. And then another video, oh, I know that area. I don't know that area. And I was like, he's local. So I reached out and was like, hey, you're local? And he went, yeah, I am, yeah. Come and hang out at bike nights and stuff. So I did. Well, I say I did. Like, I just did it. I didn't. For ages, I remained completely socially awkward and refused to go on the off chance that I was the weird dude. As we all probably do, because as adults we're terrible making friends. And I was like, you know what, fuck it. So I ended up going and meeting what is a wonderful group of people who I would now consider some of them friends, you know. And if you're all watching this, you now have to work out which ones I don't. I'm joking. They're all amazing humans. Anyway, so I reached out to Fraser and I was like, I've just fit the Cardo. Where do you put your moto vlogging microphone? Because I can't really, like, I'm going to have it in my mouth at this point. And he said, I just stuff it in my cheek pad. Oh, that's actually not a terrible idea. So I stuffed my microphone in my cheek pad and thought nothing more of it. Everything was good. I then went to grab some content and I was riding around quite happily chatting to people using the normal helmet setup. And when I got back and put it on the computer, it sounded fucking awful. And it didn't sound awful as in the cheek pad was rubbing or it was causing problems. It sounded awful like there was this really shitty static noise on it all the time, like a digital interference. It's like, could that be the Cardo? Like, the only thing I've really changed is the Cardo and the position of the microphone. So I reached out to Fraser. I was like, I've moved it, and I was like, I get this weird noise. I don't know whether I think it's a dodgy dead cat or the microphone, etc. We had a conversation, and he recommended a new microphone because sometimes the more high-end microphones pick up more noise, specifically things like static and stuff as well, which obviously in a motorcycle helmet ride along, you don't want it to be doing that. You want it to be focused on perhaps the bike engine, the exhaust note, and your voice, and that's about it. So I picked up this purple Panda. It pained me, chat. It pained me, chat. Look, I keep calling you chat. That's your name from now on. I'm so used to live streaming. It pained me to pay £20 for this purple Panda microphone from Amazon, but it was also £20. So if it failed, I told Fraser he owed me 20 quid and a reach around, which he agreed. So, you know, win-win-win at that point. So I bought the purple Panda. I took out my Rhodes, I rewired all in the purple Panda microphone, reseated it, new dead cat, all the kind of works. Went out and tested it, and the noise was still there, just as bad, no real change, no real difference. Went back to Fraser, was like, you owe me 20 quid and a reach around, but also my issue isn't fixed. And so we're taking a short route, by the way. This is just an update video. And so I was like, what's the issue? I don't know what the issue is. Lots of digging, lots of research. More chatting to Fraser, and he said, what camera are you using? Now, as I say, I was using an Ace Pro, not an Ace Pro 2, just an Ace Pro, Insta 360 Ace Pro, and he doesn't use the Ace Pro. So he said, well, maybe it's the camera. I'm like, yeah, but maybe I've had this camera the whole time, I've not had this issue before. He uses the DJI Action Pro 5. So I had a look at that. I was like, could it be the camera? Now, to use a lapel mic with these cameras that fixes into the microphone, you have one of two options. Fixes into the camera, so you have one of two options. You get a USB-C mic, or you can get an adapter to put a 3.5mm lapel mic in there. I didn't want to use a USB-C mic because it means taking a cover off and you leaving it exposed. It's terrible for things like waterproofing. I like using the adapters. Now, the adapters also aren't waterproof, but they're better than just having the cover off, right? So having the cover left open. So I had the adapter for the Ace Pro camera. Now, what that meant was where the SD card slot is on that particular camera, you have to take the mic adapter off every single time you want to remove the SD card. Now, you're supposed to be able to plug the camera direct into the computer and transfer footage, but for some reason mine would never let me do that. I was like, not a problem, whip the adapter off, take the SD card out, plug the SD card into the computer, jobs are good in, right? That sounds cool. And I've done that every time I've transferred footage. Now, I then thought to myself, perhaps the constant removal installation of the adapter into the USB-C port has meant that the connection's a bit shit or dodgy right now, and that could be my problem, and that could be my interference, and that could be my shit noise. So, what do I do? So what I did was I followed Fraser's advice, and I reluctantly bought the DJI Action Pro 5 camera, and I thought I'll give this one a go instead. There's a couple of things that appeal to me about it as well. It has 10-bit color, it has a log profile. If you don't know what this stuff means, it basically means that color grading it in post, you have a lot more control over your color grading. You can do a lot more tweaking and adjusting to your color profile. You can really dial it into how you want it to look. I've got that to look forward to in the future. I like that kind of stuff. It will take me a while to get it perfect, but I like that kind of stuff. It means you can get more kind of dynamic colour, more range out of your colour as well. There's bonuses to log and there's bonuses to dim. But the other thing that I liked about it was the fact that it's got an insanely better battery than the Ace Pro by like a lot. And there's also this cool battery pack that you can get with it, where you carry it around with you, but it charges your battery. So you take a dead battery out, put it in the battery pack, and the battery pack starts charging it. Well, that's fucking super cool. I'm a big fan of that. So I took the plunge and I bought it, and I was like, hey, you know what? I can sell the Ace Pro and all the gubbins for probably near enough as much as this is going to cost me. So let's do it. And I bought the adapter. The other big thing for me, however, was that the micro SD card slot goes into the same slot as the same door as the battery, so you don't have to remove your adapter every single time you want to take your SD card out and record and transfer some footage onto your computer. And that was really appealing. So I followed Fraser's advice reluctantly and I bought this camera. I did also do a ton of YouTube research first, a lot of watching YouTube versus content, and I think it looks like the Action Pro 5 is better than the Ace Pro, but people are suggesting the Ace Pro 2 is better than the Action 5 for quality and image and what have you. I didn't have an Ace Pro 2 and it's a lot more expensive, and also it suffers from the same problem. The memory card slot sits behind that adapter, and I didn't want to have to take the adapter off every time because I felt like that might have been what was causing the problem. So hey, what we're currently using is an Action 5 Pro with the purple Panda mic with the adapter fitted to the helmet. It helps it smaller, it's lighter. I did some testing before I went on this little video jaunt ride thing, and it seems for the most part like it's actually solved my issues, which both makes me really happy and really sad at the same time. If I'd have bought a new Action camera and it didn't solve my problem, I'd have been really annoyed because they're not the cheapest things in the world. Despite the fact that like a business expense, it's not the cheapest thing in the world, and I didn't really want to have to fork out. So that makes me sad. That makes me happy, sorry, that I've spent that much money and it has in fact fixed my problem, and I can sell my old Ace Pro, and we should be basically fine afterwards. It makes me sad though, because that's what I had to do to fix it. I took a plunge with the Insta360 Ace Pro because I'd been GoPro before that for action camera stuff, and it looks like actually it was plagued with problems. If you guys remember at the start of the channel, I had issues with the memory card and the fact that it kept shutting itself off for recording. I've had that issue has pretty much gone away, but there have been a couple of occasions where it's randomly shut itself off. The battery life is shocking on it. Battery life is really, really bad. Well, it's not really, really bad, it's just not good. I like to film in 4K 60 and the battery life is just not great at 4K 60. The fact that I have to keep removing that adapter every time I take the memory card out isn't good. It's not good design. There's a couple of things that are better design. The flip up screen's quite nice, probably adds to the weight, however. I also do like the fact that the magnetic mount for it, it doesn't matter where you mount it, it's fine, whereas this one's a bit more fussy with how you mount it. But for the most part, I actually think this camera's better, and that makes me sad. But hey, I'm recording this video with that new camera on, despite the fact we're driving like a granny behind this van. And I'd like to know what you guys think about it. I think it's an improvement. I can go through my helmet setup at one point if anybody is interested. I don't know if anyone cares, but I think for the most part it's an improvement. And I think having done a little bit of testing, the footage looks quite nice. We'll see if it's better or worse. The audio, I had an issue when I first tested. The sound that was annoying me had gone away, but it was peaking constantly. And what I had done when I set up the camera was I hadn't been able to find a decibel adjustment, a gain level adjustment for the microphone. On the old Ace Pro, you could adjust words. You could adjust the mic gain even without your external mic attached. With this one, no, same deal. You have to justify. I did it again. You have to adjust the microphone gain with the external microphone attached. So when I first recorded, I was like, that sounds dreadful. It's just peaking the whole time. It's so loud. It's just awful sounding footage. And then I plugged the microphone in and found that it's like when you don't have the microphone plugged in, you have the option for stereo mono and you have the option for like noise cancellation or like noise removal essentially. And then when you plug that in, you lose that second option, but you gain gain control and you gain AG automatic gain control, AGC, And I have automatic gain control turned off because I don't want it deciding for me how loud or quiet I want it. But I have got the gain now set to the same minus 18 decibels I had it set to before, because I'm happy to push up in post. I don't like pulling down, because you've lost the quality at that point, right? If you have to pull down in post, you've lost the quality. Pushing up in post, you're normally fine. It's normally not that bad. I may reach out to Fraser again and say, what is your gain level set to? But for the most part, I'm just happy that it's working now, and I can get back to vlogging and reviewing. I was supposed to go over to Yamaha at some point and review the XSR 900. No way I'm going to be doing that whilst my helmet setup's not working properly, because I don't want to spend 2 hours recording a video only for it to come out and sound like shit, because I want to post that at that point. So that's a waste of my time, and I don't want to waste Crescent's time either. So I had to get this solved first. I had to get this sorted before I took that kind of content on again. And it seems like I fixed it, which is good. I'm happy, he says, without knowing what this is going to sound like. And this is the beauty of content creation. You can record a whole video and think that everything's fine, and you can get back in and realise you haven't quite pushed your mic in properly, or it hasn't actually turned on, or it turned off halfway through, or the microphone's got a static noise, or you heard yourself breathing too much, or there's so many things you don't know. You have no idea until you get it into your computer and you go to record it and you go, fuck, that's now not usable. And I've just wasted half an hour of my time, or an hour, or 2 hours, whatever it might be, for content that's in fact unusable. It's a problem. It's annoying, it's a problem. But hey, I think we have solved it this time around. I think I'm quite happy now. I might have to push the gain up slightly. I think that's the bit that I'm going to have to tweak at the moment to get it to perfect levels, because it's a obviously different camera, different microphone, different sensitivities. But for the most part, I think we've actually managed to solve the problem, and that's why there hasn't been any kind of short form content for a while. There's a couple of other things that this camera's got access to as well. It comes with a cage. I've got a cage that came with it that you could pop it in, and if you put the camera in its cage, you can mount vertically to your helmet, which is good for things like Instagram content. I like that. I'm a big fan of that. I'm mostly a big fan of the colour profiles though. Not the colour profile, the log profile, and the 10-bit colour. That makes me happy. So there's that as well. And I'm mostly just happy that it seems to be working. It's been stressful. We're back. We're back! And I haven't even updated you about this bike yet either, and what's going to probably be happening with bikes in the near future. Because the last time I told you about this bike, I said I was going to get rid of it. Things may have changed slightly. Life is stressful. It's for another video though, that's not for today. I don't know if it's picking that up. That's why I might have to pull the gain up slightly. Like, the footage will be usable. Definitely will be. Definitely. Let's not tempt fate, Liam. The footage is probably usable, but I need you to better hear engines and stuff as well. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this update. I'm sorry I haven't let you know what's going on. Dramas, right? Camera-based dramas. Let me know in the comment section if you want to buy an Ace Pro off me. If you're not planning on using the mic adapter and you just want it for filming, then you're probably fine. Or if you want to use a USB-C mic adapter, you're also probably fine. Oh, the other thing I like about this, I've got the DJI Mic 2 set. I have had it for a while. It's a great little microphone set, and you can connect that to this helmet wirelessly. That's so fucking, and it just does it, and you can control it through the camera. It's great. And Fraser told me about that, and I sort of said it on the videos anyway, and he said, oh, you could do wireless mic setup. I'm like, yeah, but, and I will use it for wireless mic setups for vlogs and stuff outside of this type of vlogging in the helmet. But I think for the helmet stuff, whilst I'm riding around, I want to remove as many failure points as possible. If the only battery I have to worry about whilst I'm riding around is the one in the camera, that's a benefit. If I don't have to worry about whether the mic's dropped connection or not for whatever reason, that's a benefit. So I think for the helmet stuff, we're going to continue with the wired lapel mic for now. But I have got the option to do a wireless mic setup, which is cool. So yeah, fingers crossed this all works and everything's good. Thank you for watching it. Thank you for hanging out with me for this short update video. Such a beautiful day. It also gave me a lovely excuse to get out on the bike, so I'm not going to complain too much. And that's why I've been a little absent of late, but the issue should hopefully now be fixed and we're back to making regular content again. You people are amazing. If you haven't already, smash that like button and hit subscribe, you wonderful humans. If you also have a day like this when you're watching this video, then get out on your bikes. It's beautiful. Please ride safe, look after yourself, and treat every other driver like an absolute mentalist. And you're all amazing. Stay safe. Love you all. We'll see you in the next one.